Freight drive operating beyond safety limits.
Hey everybody, so recently the Thargoid War has been rebalanced, so combat is viable again, and I was digging back into it after taking some time away. So, I thought I'd record some conflict zones here, and right now here I'm just realizing I haven't checked how many materials I have for reloads, so we're just checking to make sure we have enough for important synth. That'll do. So we're gonna do a low CZ today. I'm flying my Challenger, which is a little less nimble than a Chieftain, but feels largely the same. But I can load it with 4 medium mod shards, which is a big damage boost compared to a Chieftain. And of course I have my AFMU and a size 5 repair limpet and 16 limpets. So we'll join in here. I'm in open, and it turns out there's a couple commanders in here already, having started it. It looks like the interceptors have just arrived. There's one. There's another one off to my right. This one looks injured. And that roar signifies that a heart has just been exerted over here, so I'll switch up to this one and join in. Quick check to make sure my targeting is on trailing reticle, which is good for these mod shards. I can put the shots where I want them to be. And we get in close here and we see from the light orange color that this is a basilisk. And that heart has retracted, but we can fix that. Zoom back in. And there it is. Pop, hanging by a thread. So we'll throw the beam lasers on. Oh, missile alert. Where are those coming from? Not far enough away to not be a problem. And that roar means the other interceptor just lost a heart as well. So maybe we'll switch back there. Now they both have shields up now. We'll switch back to the basilisk. Seems to have more focus. And that shield is going to drop any second. There it goes. And I've slowed down here to get a good orbit going. We'll light right into it. Oh, that's a heart quickly. Don't have a very good angle, but somebody else finished it off. And caustic missiles this time. That wasn't from this interceptor. There they are. Way up top. So that isn't hard to avoid. In this case, I just boosted downward to keep that trajectory. You can see up in the top left corner my control inputs if you want to watch along. And our heart's already exerted again on this Cyclops. And another commander takes the finishing shot. And that was the penultimate heart on the Cyclops. So right now I'm checking everyone's battlefield positions. There's the other interceptor. And there comes the shutdown field. All set, so we'll probably zoom right in and finish this guy off before returning to the basilisk. Keep an eye on him. And the shield's already down over here, so let's just go finish this. Oop. Those caustic missiles were very close. And there's the last heart. Finish it. it's done. So that caustic missile was very close and hit us, but having the caustic sink makes it trivial for a Cyclops missile. So back to the Basilisk now. Slowing down to get in closer. The other commanders have exerted the heart. Edge on angle here, not a lot of damage. And there it is, somebody finished it. Those caustic missiles are not meant for me. Keeping an eye on that swarm. It's pretty useless to use flak launchers in a conflict zone like this because it's so chaotic and the thing changes its targets so often you can't really line up shots. So even people who do like to use flak don't bother with it in these conflict zones. And the shield just dropped. So let's zoom in. There's the heart. Finish it with a shot from the back. Plenty of time to run the shutdown field neutralizer. And now to reset the pips. Get those capacitors charged. I hear the swarm up behind me coming around the back. So I'm trying to keep a lot of forward thrust so they don't catch me. Here's the shield dropping. Done a good job of keeping range here. Oh, swarm missile's going for somebody else. That'll miss us, so I'm going to stay in and keep attacking. Having to use a boost to keep range there. We took some face shots from those missiles, but I knew that thing was about to die, so I stayed in. The hull damage doesn't look like much, but I should check my modules here in a second. Getting shot in the face by too many missiles is a bad time. A little pause in the action here with no interceptors, so I'll locate the other commanders and just keep an eye on where everybody is and what they're doing. And I've got a friend request from one of them. And we hear that sound of the Thargoid hyperspace portal, so we have a new one, and there's the surge. Another Cyclops right behind me. So we're perfectly positioned to jump right in on him. And slow down and get an orbit going if I can. Kind of in a bad position with the swarm right underneath me. But they missed, and I got the heart killed, so now we'll boost past And just got away with that lightning bait. Finally checking on some modules. A little bit of damage to that reinforcement package there. And we'll throw a repair limpet on because I'm below 90%. And wait for the shield to boil down. In conflict zones like this, when it's so chaotic, it can be tough with the swarms because they'll end up agitated all the time and shooting missiles. Because even if I do a good job and never let the swarm ring me, the NPCs are constantly making that mistake. So there's basically, I almost never decide to fly back through them to reset them because they're just going to start missiling again in any time. And another heart has exerted and it's down already. The Cyclops is comparatively very weak next to the other variants. And they are synthing new heat sinks. This one of my launchers is empty. The shield is down and it's ready to go. Move quite far away at this point, so I'll zoom in here. And of course we're edge on. Oh. We get caustic missiles came out right there, and I'm apparently don't even care, and I'm just gonna let them hit me. There, the heart just went down while it shoots lightning at everything around it. And that's our second to last heart, so we're looking for a shutdown field here. But a new interceptor has emerged, and it's running one at the same time. Luckily, these go off pretty much at the same time as each other, so I'm able to cover them with one deployment of the neutralizer. So the smart move is going to be to zoom in and finish off this Cyclops before we go check on the other guy, the newcomer. This poor thing doesn't have a chance. Their heart's down, fire a couple more shots to finish it off and try to get out of the way of those missiles, and at least one of them did connect. So we're almost full on that caustic sink, but very close to this interceptor, so I'll jump right on that. Another Cyclops, which is mostly what we see in the low CZ. Higher variants are pretty rare. The heart is exerted. Let's see if I can kill it here. Looks like that other commander took it out. And its swarm is shooting missiles at somebody. An NPC, looks like. Continuing to missile someone close to me now. I can hear them. Heart exerted. I'm on the wrong side. So here I'm getting kind of greedy about this heart, and I stop paying attention to what else is happening on the battlefield. Take a shot from behind. It's turning again. But there's missiles incoming. There was that alert. And I just take him right on the dorsal surface of the ship. I got the heart killed, but at what cost? because those missiles do a lot of damage, and we can see that my guns that are on the top side of the ship are wrecked. So bad news, we're going to start repairing those. And then here, my mistake leads to distraction, which compounds the mistake. And there's a missile alarm and an energy surge alarm for being the second to last heart at the same time, and I missed it and got shut down. Thankfully, I have enough velocity that the missiles are close, but it seems like they're not hitting me. And they explode off screen. Watching my fellow commanders continue the fight. Not that I would be that much good with half my guns turned off anyway. Back online and zooming into the action here just in time to see this Thargoid go down. And of course we need to repair all the guns that got destroyed during the missile attack, since those repairs didn't complete before the ship got shut down. Sounds like more hyperspace portals. And new interceptors are just starting to arrive, finally. And the repairs are nearly complete on those guns. So time to close range and absorb this shutdown field. Make sure those guns are switched on. One of the beam lasers is still down. The thing is, the beam laser will actually still do its cooling effect even if it is malfunctioning and not dealing damage. So I don't really need to repair them, but they won't do anything to wear down the shields in the meantime. And that first heart just went down with no input from me. The shield has dropped. One blast seemed to exert the heart. Bad angle here. I'm now out of range, but I'm still shooting. Probably hitting nothing. Yeah, looks like that was probably the other guy's shot that finished it off. Both beam lasers back online. And the shield goes down very quickly. And it looked like it threw up an emergency shield there. This poor thing's getting hammered. And now that one's down too. The heart's exerted. Not a great angle, but I'm gonna make it work anyway. Here comes the shutdown field. And a bunch of caustic missiles, although I was cold, so none of them came directed at me. The caustic missiles, they're only going to fire at you if you are warm enough to be targetable by the Thargoid, so. And there's the last heart. I'm out of range, but just shooting at it anyway. We're nearly at the end of this conflict zone. There it goes. And we can finish it. So one of my heat sink launchers is empty. I'm checking to see whether I'll even need another, considering how close we are to the end of this zone. And it looks like I probably decided that we might be finishing this one shortly anyway. We'll throw a repair limpet on and do some minor maintenance to the modules. Yeah, there we are. We're completed. So that is the end of the scenario, and now the Hydra shows up.
It's a Hydra. Hit it with everything you've got.
So at this point, I decided there was other commanders in the instance, and I had time to go for a rearm. So we'll do a quick edit here. And I arrive back, rejoin the scenario.
Think you can handle it?
And there is the Hydra, still under attack by the people who stayed. Getting the lay of the land a little bit here. And that swarm is already angry in the large ring formation, missiling people. There is a huge difference between the Hydra and everything else we fought up till now. It's such a massive difficulty bump. But, you get credit for the first scenario, so I guess it's fair. And that heart is exerted, so I'm just getting started. Go, heart down. It's worth mentioning as we're watching a conflict zone gameplay that I'm not being very particular about always using heat sinks on attacks. There's just so much chaos, and with the NPCs that are always here, like, avoiding all of the special attacks becomes kind of futile because the caustic missiles are just going to fire because not all the NPCs are going to be staying cold anyway. It's not like a trained wing of experienced AX pilots attacking this thing. So these things are going to happen. The swarm is going to be shooting missiles pretty much no matter what. So it's risky, but I do not always use heat sinks. I wait till the Thargoid is actually focusing me. Or there's some special reason to become cold. I will try to be cold each time a heart is destroyed and things like that. But it can save some heat sinks. Now, when we get to the Hydra, I specifically bring this up now because when we get to the Hydra, things are a little different. It takes so much more damage that you have to increase the fire rate, and I do end up using more heat sinks because I'll damage my ship otherwise from firing as fast and as steadily as I need to. So the shield is down. We're on the other attack run now. Just laying into it as much as I can. You can see I am using heat sinks now to fire this fast. The heart is exerted, and of course it's facing away from me. And the heat sink finished a few seconds ago, and I did not fire another one, and my heat got up to over 20, and those caustic missiles came right out, and I took 3 of them right to the face, which is massive from a Hydra. Their caustic missiles have a lot more energy, and so that is draining my hull pretty quickly, and I'm not taking the time away from shooting to purge that caustic sink either, so I'm getting really greedy about this. Heatsink has malfunctioned now from damage. And finally I realized how how damaged I'm getting and decide to break away. And there we hear the roar. It sounds like the other commanders finished off that heart. But I waited longer than I should have to break away, and now I have a ship with 56% hull and a lot of really significant module damage. One of those guns was at 15%. I think it's fully destroyed one of my module reinforcements. Look at that. Huge damage. I really should have broken that attack off sooner, especially with other people there to carry on. It wasn't critical for me to stay in there, so that was a mistake. And a mistake that big takes me out of the fight long enough. I mean, to repair all these modules to get the ship back in fighting shape, it would have been way, way more effective as far as this scenario is concerned to back off. Even if we missed and had to re-exert that heart or something, like if the other commanders couldn't take care of it without my added damage, I'm out of this for basically the rest of the fight. I'll put a little edit in here, but we basically missed the last 3 or 4 hearts here, and just orbit with the laser while my ship works on repairing itself. I had to refill my AFM. And just there was that distinctive roar when an interceptor loses its final heart. And its last shield goes up. I managed to be cold enough, and I did not get any of those caustic missiles directed at me. At least none that were close enough that were going to hit me, I guess. There are some more off to the left that might have been from me. But they've exploded already. And the shield pops here. And I'm going to go ahead and switch up the 2 guns that I have active and fire a few shots to participate in the killing blow.
That's the last of them. Great job, Ace. We couldn't have done it without you.
So that is a low intensity CZ. A quick 07 in the chat to everybody. And next, I think I tackle a high intensity CZ to see what that one's like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.